What's going on, y'all? This is Terrance. Welcome to Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV. Today, I have a very exciting show for you. Today, we're going to talk about Monday Night Football. We're going to recap what happened in both games. We're also going to talk about the NBA Media Day. Then, we're going to give some updates about everything that's going on with Diddy. My goodness, 120 new accusers. We're going to get into that. And also, man, we've lost several people in celebrity deaths that we're going to talk about and give tribute to the legacy of those lives that were lost, legends that we're definitely going to honor and talk about their legacies and impact. We're going to get into all that more on Terrance Hill TV. New episode. Tune in, hit that like and subscribe button over the digital airwaves of YouTube. Let's get into it. I'm so high with no edibles. You ask how does it feel? It's incredible. And now I'm standing on my pedestal. Y'all got no morals, y'all unethical. I'm so high with no edibles. You ask how does it feel? It's incredible. And now I'm standing on my pedestal. Y'all got no morals, y'all unethical. I got a baby face, call it whip. What's going on, y'all? This is Terrance, and welcome you to another edition of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV. Monday Night Football. Wow. I can't lie. The Detroit Lions, they look incredible. They're a very good team. I was rooting for them last year. I can't believe I'm saying that as a Minnesota Vikings fan because they are within our division. But, Detroit, for a while, they were just not a good team for a long time. So I'm a little happy for them. Even though I root for the Vikings and I've gone to Viking games, I've been a Vikings fan since 2009. Prior to that, I was a Green Bay Packers fan. I only became a Vikings fan because, Brett Favre went to the Vikings, and the year before that, he was with the Jets, so I rooted for the Jets. So I more so support players than I do organizations, but when Brett retired, I just stuck with the Vikings because, my dad was a Vikings fan, but just those memories of going to the games with my dad, being in the atmosphere. I fell in love with the team. I fell in love with the city. Amazing. Like, that's probably one of the greatest atmospheres of a football game I've ever been to. Those fans in Minnesota, man, that atmosphere is crazy up there. I lived in Columbus, Ohio for about 7 years. Had a chance one year to go to a Browns game. The atmosphere up there is crazy too. I have to give it to the Browns, even though they've had a lot of struggles over the years, but the atmosphere is still crazy. So, you have to give it up to teams that have an amazing atmosphere. And I've gone to Detroit a couple times as well, and I fell in love with Detroit. I think it's an amazing city. Got a chance to go up there. I was going to Toronto. I was going to some other areas in Canada. And then when I went to go visit Detroit, I found out, oh man, Ontario is just right across the bridge. So went over there and spent the night and just loved that whole area. So salute to the Detroit Lions. They are definitely, elevating and getting better. And then also competing against them twice a year as a Vikings fan. I mean, for years, we had to go up against Stafford. So I know how good he was. And now you got Jared Goff, who's just doing an amazing job. I love the coach that they have. I think that he just represents that city and represents a great cultural of everything that they have going on up there. Let's get into a couple clips of the highlights from the game last night. Let's talk about it.
Been excellent in the red zone, and they've been good again tonight. Seattle's got to make a stop.
Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to throw it back to Goff. Who had that on the bingo card? Touchdown Lions.
It's a well-designed play. The action in the backfield gets everybody flowing. Trevis Gibson, number 50, he kind of sees it, but he sees it late. And Jared Goff's not the fastest guy, but he's a little faster than Gibson and was able to outflank him.
The extra point barely sneaks in again. Amon-Ra St. Brown. They can come at you from a lot of different directions. Not exactly Philly. Detroit, 28-14, Lions.
Yeah, impressive. Impressive. I really like what they're doing. Only thing I say about Detroit, it is a little alarming as far as the amount of yards they gave up yesterday. Even though they held the Seahawks to just 29 points, they won the game 42-29, but man, they gave up like over 500 some yards of defense, I should say. That's something they got to kind of keep in check. I mean, that Geno Smith had 395 yards. He threw for, he threw 56 times. He was 38 for 56. QBR was 63.3. And Detroit also gave up 133 yards of rushing. So they definitely gotta tighten that up and get that defense straightened out. But they're definitely on the rise. I mean, Jared Goff was perfect last night, 18 for 18, 95.1 QBR. And then Gibbs and Montgomery, both those guys looked great, running the football. So I like what I saw from the Lions. I think they're definitely on the come up, and I think they are doing a lot better. So salute to them. Now we're gonna get into my team, the Minnesota Vikings. I like what I'm seeing, man. Sam Darnold, he's on fire. He's doing a great job. The Vikings are 4-0. So I definitely love what I'm seeing. If I'm not mistaken, we haven't even trailed much this year. Most of the games, the Vikings have been in the lead. But, we did run into Jordan Love. I mean, he's a divisional rival. He's a great competitor. He had been hurt for the previous game or two, and came back, and he was a little rusty, but he made a lot of great throws. And there was a time that we were up. From what was it, 28-0? I think we were up, and just you kind of thought, okay, this game is in the bag. And the Vikings kind of struggled in that second half, and Green Bay just kept scoring, kept competing, which you expect because it is a divisional game. This is an opponent that you play twice a year. So these two teams know each other. So no game is ever over until you see zeros at the end of it. So the Vikings gotta clean up some things, but I did like how they had that fortitude to finish the game and get the W. So we're gonna see Green Bay again this year, but I love what I'm seeing from Sam Darnold. I think he is a great quarterback for the Vikings. And I think we got to live with it because I remember when we had, I think Case Keenum, in my opinion, because they decided not to keep Teddy Bridgewater after he got injured. But I think Case Keenum has been probably, since Favre left, has probably been, in my opinion, probably the best quarterback that we've had. I don't get me wrong. Kirk Cousins has talent. He has talent, but just for what he's being paid, I don't think what we're getting is living up to it, because it's like, yeah, he can have some games. He can throw for 300, 400 yards, but we're not winning. And yes, we were in the same division with Aaron Rodgers for many years, but even the years that Green Bay would struggle, we still was not going or advancing enough into the playoffs like we should. Somebody put in the comment section, what is Kirk Cousins' playoff record? It's not very good. And if you're brought there, especially for that type of money, you're being brought in to win championships. And we're not even getting close to NFC championship games. But Case Keenum, he fit the system of the way that the Vikings like to play. So in saying that, I think Darnold should do a good job, and I think that he's someone that the Vikings should definitely keep. Next up, man, let's talk about the Jets and Aaron Rodgers. What in the heck is going on? They lost to the Denver Broncos, a game that I picked and thought that the Jets would easily win. And Aaron struggled. He struggled a lot. I mean, 24 for 42, 225 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions as well. But this is Aaron freaking Rodgers. 0 touchdowns. I mean, there's some major issues going on in New York. You can tell from the post-game press conference, when the coach talks, when Aaron talks, they're not on the same page. I don't think Aaron likes that coach very much. That's just my observation and opinion. I could be wrong, but that's just how I feel. Aaron was sacked 5 times. But here is the most alarming stat. Besides the Jets and a team that has Aaron Rodgers as the quarterback, only scoring 9 points. I mean, because this guy used to torch my Vikings for many years. And yeah, of course, I'm a Brett Favre fan, but I have to give it up to Aaron Rodgers. He came in and did a great job when Favre left. So he is, one of the elite quarterbacks in the National Football League. But his production is not looking good this year. And the other thing, yes, he was sacked 5 times, but Aaron Rodgers had a QBR of 31.6. That's not like Aaron Rodgers. So I think with Devontae Adams not being happy with the Raiders, I think that the Jets should do everything within their power to get Devontae Adams to New York. I think that would be great for him, and I think that would be great for Aaron Rodgers. So get those guys to rekindle and get those guys on the same page. Because if it's championship or bust, Aaron isn't getting any younger. He doesn't look happy playing football right now. I'm sure he's happy cashing those checks, but he doesn't look happy playing. So I think getting someone like Adams, someone that he's familiar with, and if you're trying to compete with the Kansas Cities and Baltimores and those type of teams in the AFC, you got to pull the trigger and go make some type of personnel decision that's going to improve your football team. I don't know why they didn't try to go get Derrick Henry, like the Cowboys didn't do it. I mean, you can't have a player like him out there and not sign him to your football team. So we'll keep an eye on the Jets, but it is not looking good right now. All right, then we're going to go to the Miami Dolphins. They are an absolute mess. I mean, they lost 31-12 to the Tennessee Titans. I mean, Rudolph didn't even have those many yards. He threw 17 times, 9 completions for 85 yards. And then Will Lewis had another 25 yards. And they lose that game 31-12. Yes, I know Tua is out with the concussions, and we'll see what's going to happen with him. But Tyler Huntley, it just didn't look good, man. 14 for 22, only 96 yards. But the most alarming stat, a 12.1 QBR. That's ridiculous. If I was the Dolphins, it's just my personal opinion, before you almost in a position where the season is going to tank, I mean, Russell Wilson is just sitting on the sidelines with the Steelers. I would go get him. That's what I would do. I think it would be a good move for him. I think it would just, Pittsburgh seemed like Justin Fields is a quarterback for them. So why not? Why not go ahead and make that particular decision to try to save your season? Because you don't know what the health of Tua is going to look like. I would be a little nervous as far as bringing him back. That's just my opinion. His overall health is more important than anything, and you may have to save him from himself. And the good thing about these type of contracts, even if he was forced to retire, the contract is insured, so he still is going to get his money. I know it's going to be tough letting go of something that you love, something that you've been playing since you were a child. And I'm not saying that's something that they should do, but that's something that they should consider, because I don't know if another concussion his body can take that right now. So they may have to just sit him out for the rest of the year. It doesn't mean that he should retire, but maybe shut this year down and just kind of see how he does from a neurological standpoint with all those concussions. That's just my personal opinion, but the Dolphins look like an absolute mess. That was my segment talking about the National Football League. We'll get into some other things right after this break. Again, thank you for tuning in to Terrance TV, presented to you by WeTV on the digital airways of YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell as well. We'll be right back. What's going on, y'all? This is Terrance of Terrance TV. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode. I'm going to ask you guys to hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell as well to be notified whenever new content is uploaded. Connect with this particular community every day as much as possible. We're trying to upload as much content as possible, whether it is videos, episodes, shorts, or things within the community section. So connect with this platform. We're just getting started. We are growing and we are expanding, doing the best we can to bring you the latest of trending news in music, film, sports, media, and entertainment. Thank you so much for tuning in. Subscribe, hit that button. All right, we are back. Now we're going to transition to the National Basketball Association. Yesterday was Media Day. Man, the NBA is my favorite sport. Love not only just the NBA, but I love basketball. I mean, basketball, I play 2 or 3 times a week myself. I've coached basketball. I attend games. When the season is going on, I mean, my life kind of revolves around basketball and watching all those, I'm a Laker fan, so I'll watch at least 70 Laker games a year and playoffs as well. So it's getting close to that time of year where I'll be stuck around the tube watching that. But let's get into some highlights from Media Day yesterday. Now, I make no apology of being a LeBron James fan if you're a hater.
Look at LeBron and Bronny together at their first media day for the Lakers, and it was reported during the week that at a Lakers practice, LeBron and Bronny got matched up on each other, and LeBron took him to the paint and scored on him, then had some friendly trash talk after that. But here is LeBron and Bronny talking about that moment, and it's quite funny. Take a look.
You guys had a moment at practice that was well documented last week. We heard your take on it, where you said great defense, but better offense. Can we get your vantage point? What you thought about that?
All right. In all seriousness,
Please.
I looked at the film and he did step out of bounds, but I'm not gonna go there.
No, you can go there.
I'm not gonna go there right now.
That's a big part of it.
But
What do you mean you're not going to go there right now? You just went there.
I mean, I definitely did. I definitely did, but
I stepped out of bounds?
he stepped out of bounds.
They don't even have that
I gotta
camera
stop.
angle of the
I
baseline
gotta
like
stop.
that.
All I know is I gotta stop.
Tell them about the stop I got on you when you dribbled out of bounds, though.
Now that was a foul too. He slapped my whole arm, and we see.
Did they call it?
No.
Did the ref call it?
I mean,
If
I'm
they
not gonna get
the
that
whistle
call right
didn't
now.
blow,
I'm
there
not gonna get
wasn't
that call
no
right
foul.
now. I'm playing against
Yeah, you're a
a
rook
guy
anyway.
that is-
Rook.
You're a
You're a rook. You're a rook.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
This
you know what I mean?
is freaking amazing. For the first time in other sports, we've seen father-son. But can you see the freaking resemblance in their answers and their mannerisms and what's going on?
Ahead of this historic moment, you mentioned that you and Bronny discussed certain things, such as, he's not allowed to call you dad on the court. What other things have you guys discussed behind the scenes to make this milestone work? And in addition to that, we all know when you expressed that this dream started for you, but personally, when did you decide it was your dream to play with your son?
Well, I mean, we don't. To be honest, if you have kids, I mean, I'm at my age and his age. There's not really much interaction going on a day-to-day basis. I mean, he comes down, he eats, he goes to his room, plays a video game. I'm down there with my wife. We watching a movie, I stop in. So it's not much like, hey, meet me at the table at 5 o'clock. We need to discuss work tomorrow. No, that doesn't happen. But I mean, he's been in this rim of the game of basketball since he was born. Obviously, I've played in the NBA longer than he's been alive. So he understands the nuances of it as far as just being around the game. But now he's a man, and it's time for him to learn and get better with that. So. I guess I don't know if he's even coming up here, you can ask him the questions of how he feels about it. I know I'm super happy for him. Our family's super proud of him. And, that's pretty much it. I mean, if we get a couple opportunities out on the floor throughout the course of the season, obviously that's going to be amazing. It'd be awesome, we'll wait for that moment when it happens and then go from there.
So yeah, I'm excited to see LeBron and Bronny playing. I don't hear from people about nepotism and all that stuff. Hell, I mean, the National Football League, I mean, a lot of coaches only got those jobs because of who they're buddies and friends with. Remember, I told you I'm a Vikings fan. Yeah, I'm not trying to take any shots at Brad Childress, but I mean, obviously he got that job with the Vikings because he knows Andy Reid. So that stuff goes far, who you know. And it doesn't have to be sports. That's just life. I mean, I've been working since I was 14 years old. There's a lot of situations I've seen where people have gotten jobs because of who they knew. There's been situations where you have to train someone who doesn't even know nothing. You got to train somebody that's going to make more money than you, and you're their trainer. I mean, so that's just how it goes. So I'm not going to complain about that or say that Bronny is not deserving of it. And what happens on the court is going to speak for itself. So, we'll find out if he's ready for the NBA or not. But, I have confidence that, the coaching staff and everybody's going to put him in the best situation to succeed. And, every day he's got to punch the clock and work and get better. Speaking of the NBA, man, expectations, we'll see what's going to happen with the Milwaukee Bucks. Another year with Doc Rivers and his system, but they got to get better. They did not do enough last year to win. It's going to be very competitive because we know that the 76ers are stacked. I mean, goodness, they got like everybody. You got Maxey, you got Paul George, Drummond. I mean, so we'll see what's going to happen with the 76ers, but they look, just on paper, they look like the favorites to come out the East, in my opinion. And then I'll say second, Boston. I mean, of course, they are the champs, and you got to beat the champs as well. So the 76ers, they got to – I take that back. I say Boston is number one, and the 76ers would be second because, the 76ers, they have not gotten far enough in the playoffs for me to put them as the favorites, even though they are very stacked. But Boston, probably would be the favorites to come out the East again. And then you got other teams. I think Orlando is still improving. I've gone to a couple Magic games, so I saw it like 3 years ago. Like I knew that team was getting closer and closer to being better. So we'll keep an eye on the Magic. They did go to the playoffs last year. We'll see what's going to happen with the Hawks. But you got several, the Knicks just, made a trade, bringing in Cat. So that'd be interesting as well. And then, of course, the West is stacked with the Timberwolves now going to acquire, Julius Randle. We'll see how Dallas is going to look. They went to the finals last year. They're adding on Clay. Of course, I'm a Laker fan. We'll see how Ja and the Memphis Grizzlies are going to look this year. The Utah Jazz. Lots and lots of teams that we can talk about, but who's your team in the NBA? What do you look forward to from seeing from your squad this year? What are your expectations for the NBA this particular season? Leave a comment in the comment section. We know that Derrick Rose just retired. Amazing career. And also we know that some of these teams, we've had, coaching changes. We're going to see how JJ Redick looks this year as far as, his system and what's going on with his staff. I was a little shocked that they didn't bring back Phil Handy. I was a little disappointed with that. But, it is a business. These types of decisions are made. But, I wish, Phil all the best. And I know he's going to land somewhere with somebody. And I think that he'll be a great asset to any team that he ends up on. Next up, we'll transition to talking about Sean Diddy Combs. A lot of stuff is going on with that. Before we get into everything that's pertaining to Sean Diddy Combs, hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell as well. Thank you for tuning in to this segment of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV over the digital airways of YouTube. What's going on, y'all? This is Terrance of Terrance Hill TV. I'm going to ask you to hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell as well to be notified whenever new content is uploaded I'm getting very, very close to hitting that milestone of having enough watch time that we can do live shows and have people within that live chat. So help us achieve that goal. Connect with us today. Not only hit that like and subscribe button, also share this content as well. If you see one of our polls that you like, share it. Have your friends vote. Let's get those opinions going in and comments and everything. But very excited about this community and page. We're just getting started. Connect today. Thank you. All right, we're back. Man, let's get into everything that is going on with Sean Diddy Combs and his case. Man, just when you thought it couldn't get any more crazier, it does. Let's check it out.
Steph, thank you. We are following breaking news right now related to music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Major new allegations today of sexual assault and exploitation by Combs. For the first time, we are hearing about victims who say they were minors when they were allegedly assaulted by...
You remember for a while, all these YouTubers and people's making content. Oh, no children's been mentioned. Ooh, it's not looking good, man.
By the music star. The youngest allegedly just 9 years old. The allegations were revealed.
Good grief. Wow. 9 years old? Wow.
The youngest allegedly just 9 years old. The allegations were revealed today by attorneys representing more than 100 alleged victims who are preparing to sue. So let's bring in NBC News entertainment correspondent Chloe Malas right now. So Chloe, we know there is currently a press conference underway. We do have a live picture of that. Can you just walk us through these new allegations and tell us if we've heard from Combs yet?
So the individual that you see on the screen right now, that is an attorney based out of Houston, Texas, and his name is Tony Busby. He's been a part of some very well-known litigation over the years involving a BP oil spill, even involving the Astroworld Music Festival crisis where some individuals were killed during a stampede. So he has made headlines before, but this is pretty shocking. So he is claiming right now at this press conference that he has had over 3,000 individuals reach out to his law firm.
Whew, man, that's a lot. That is a lot.
Is claiming right now at this press conference that he has had over 3,000 individuals reach out to his law firm in Houston, Texas, that he and his team have been vetting these claims, that now they are representing over 120 accusers, and that over the next 30 days, they will begin to file different civil suits, that this is not a class action lawsuit, that they are going to continue to vet these allegations, but right now they feel strong about these. So he also said today that it's not just Combs that will be named as a defendant, that there will be other high-profile individuals, some household names. He says, quote,
see, and that's what a lot of people are been talking about this whole thing with Epstein. Will Diddy even see the stand? I mean, some people have alleged they think they may try to take him out because he may rat on other people. Some people have speculated he may be a federal informant. It's going to take down other people. It's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out. I know that facility he's at is one of the worst prisons in the country, but this is serious. This is like really, really, it's going to another level now.
many powerful people. There are many.
Oh, and that other point, other names, of course, there's other people. And, you know, when those other people, yeah, I remember I've heard I've been keeping up with the story. So some people saying, oh, it doesn't look like the feds have much. It's a trumped up prostitution charge. And when they say 50 witnesses and victims, there's only one victim and 49 witnesses. But now you see what's going on. So, you know, when they came out of there with those terabytes of, you know, hard drives and laptops and devices and tablets and things of that nature and alleged tapes, it's getting serious, man. It's getting serious. And I don't think they would. Trust me, I know how the police operate, but I didn't think they would bluff this hard, especially to get Homeland Security investigations involved. So this is pretty serious.
Dirty secrets. He says that his team has collected pictures, video, and that the allegations include violent sexual assault or rape, facilitated sex with a controlled substance, dissemination of video recordings, and sexual abuse of minors. So this was something else that they talked about, that there are 25 accusers who were allegedly minors at the time that these allegations took place starting in 1991, span all the way up over 2 decades. He also talks about where these individuals are from. He said that they hail from more than 25 states, New York, California, Florida. We know that Diddy had
Mann Act, transporting folks.
A residence in Miami, Georgia. We've reached out to Sean Combs' legal team for comment. They have not yet responded. Combs is currently being held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn while he is awaiting trial on the New York indictment, where he is charged with racketeering, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. Now, I also just want to point out that they also claim that 62% of these individuals are identifying as an African American, and that they are evenly split between female accusers and male accusers, and Clay. So this is very interesting. And he said that look, I know that everybody expected me today or wanted me to name other high profile individuals. He says, I'm not going to do that today, but it will come at some point. He says that these names will shock you.
Wow. I mean, shocking details, to say the very least. And I'm sure just the start of what's to come. Chloe Malas, thanks so much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app, or follow us on social media.
Look, I've always kind of been to myself. I mean, I've never really been comfortable in parties and things of that nature. And I see why, because it's like, let's just say for argument's sake, that maybe he didn't do some of these things. But the thing is this, though, when you mix drugs and alcohol and sex parties, it's just a combination for disaster. And then party. So not just him. When I hear the word party, I'm thinking that a lot of people assemble to engage in this. So again, if this stuff is happening at your residence, no, man, like that's just not smart. That you're gonna be responsible for what you do, but you got several people on your property and residence, and if your security or your friends and they're messing with escorts and prostitutes and things of that nature, it's still happening on your property. You're still responsible for what happens. So this just doesn't make sense to me. I think I referenced it in the last time I did a topic about this, but I'll bring it up again in case you missed it. In A Few Good Men with Tom Cruise, when they had Jack Nicholson on the stand to testify, the 2 pilots came in with the log books that they were going to, I think it was the flight crew, had the log books that they were going to talk about the flights, because Santiago had requested to leave and all that. So it's like, if he was flying in prostitutes, escorts, whatever, all that stuff is in a log book somewhere. It's logged. So pilots, stewardess, all these people, security, bodyguards, the stand will be filled with a lot of people having to testify. Personal assistants, all these people are going to be asked to testify and see what's going on, because like I referenced also about Matthew Perry and his death, that the personal assistants and bodyguards and other people are being looked at to be, somewhat conspired. They're going to be looked at as they are complicit as well. And I also referenced about people who work for these stars and work for these celebrities. Yes, you're getting a check, but you got to have a moral code of ethics, that there's certain things that you're going to put your foot down and say no to, because you're going to end up being subpoenaed yourself. And then the celebrity or star or whoever you're working for, they're not going to pay your lawyer fees. So you got to have some boundaries set. And this thing is getting messy. This thing here is getting real crazy. I heard a lot of YouTubers talking about, maybe the feds. I remember, Bill Cosby, the reason he's home because the prosecution had tried to do a little bit too much, and that's why he's home. So they got to be real careful how they try this case. But I do think, in my personal opinion, that it's not looking good for Diddy. Now, everybody again deserves, that how our system is set up, that you're innocent until proven guilty. But the thing that makes me look at Diddy a little more side-eyed about this whole thing with Kid Cudi. Because if you were willing to murder, then I have to look at everything. I have to look at the Tupac situation. I have to look at what if Biggie came in and said he wanted to leave. I have to look at everything at that point. We know about the Steve Stout situation. We know about the basketball game. We know about the situation with Shine that was alleged, with the witness alleged who had the gun. So it's a lot of stuff that for years he's kind of seemed like untouchable. But is it possible that the chickens have come home to roost? Is it possible that what's done in the dark has finally come to light? We'll see. We're going to see what's going to happen in this trial. But I think, in my opinion, with the whole Kid Cudi thing, then that just kind of speaks volumes of what you're capable of doing. And go beyond that, obviously lying about what happened with the Cassie situation and to do what he did. But yes, I've always suspected that other celebrities would be, indicted, would also be talked about as well. And I still can't really comprehend why would you film this stuff? It doesn't make sense to me, but I would love to hear your thoughts and get your opinions about it. But whew, man, there's a lot going on with Diddy. We'll see what his lawyers are going to do, but this thing here is really, really amping up. Well, we know that everyone who is born will have a expiration date. So we're going to talk about some recent deaths and get ready to close out this particular show. Before we get into that, hit that like and subscribe button and notification bell. Connect with Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV over the digital airways of YouTube. What's going on, y'all? This is Terrance of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV. I wish I had a drum roll because I'm very excited that the 2024-25 season of the National Basketball Association is just about to kick off. We're about a month away, less than a month away from opening tip-off. We just had media day yesterday, so I'm very excited about the upcoming season. Leave your thoughts about moves that were made in the offseason and your expectations for your team. Will your team make the playoffs? And what do you think is going to happen for this upcoming season? A lot of crazy moves just happened, so I'm very excited. New players going to new teams, new coaches, the whole, just drama and everything that surrounds the NBA. I love it. Think about it all the time. I love playing the game. I love watching the game. There was a time where I coached. So I eat, breathe, and live basketball. So I cannot wait for the upcoming season. And also the women's game and also college. I know a lot of people are new to this whole train of being excited about women's basketball. I've always liked women's basketball way better than men's in college. So I cannot wait for the NCAA to kick off as well. I enjoy attending games as well. I got a chance to see Angel Reese last year when LSU came here to take on the Auburn Tigers. So cannot wait to go see Auburn Tigers play, the Troy Trojans women, Alabama State University, and various other colleges within my area. Can't wait to check those out. But leave your thoughts in the comment section. Who's your team and what are your expectations for your team this year, whether it's college or the professional level? Let's talk about it. Well, again, we all know that death is a part of life. Chris Christopherson, the country singer and actor, Golden Globe winner and Grammy winner, passed away a couple days ago. He was 88 years old. Rest in peace to him. Condolences to his family. He's been in a ton of films and lots of roles, but I always love him for Blade, man. I mean, Whistler, come on. I mean, him and Wesley Snipes. The first two movies are classics. I mean, these films really put Marvel on the map. So it was definitely, sad to, hear about his passing, and he'll definitely be missed. Next up, the Dikembe Mutombo, 58 years old. Man, I didn't even know he had brain cancer. So I was very sad to see that. I almost jumped out of my chair yesterday. Seeing that, like, am I seeing what I thought I just saw? And yeah, it was confirmed. The Dikembe Mutombo has passed away. Man, even playing basketball, anytime someone has a block, we all kind of, think about him. Legend. He's a legend. Played for the Denver Nuggets, Atlanta Hawks, Philadelphia 76ers, the New York Nets, the New York Knicks, and also with the Houston Rockets as well. Amazing career. And the guy pretty much got into the Hall of Fame blocking shots. I mean, he was definitely tough, man. Tough defender, great rebounder, and he just played hard. But I think the thing that most people, and like myself included, that we respect about Dikembe Mutombo was his humanitarian work. I mean, this guy built hospitals, really supported the Special Olympics, did a lot for his homeland of the Congo, and even donated 15 million of his own dollars to various efforts and hospitals, and just a great human being, and really, did the best he could to try to help out people. So Dikembe Mutombo will be missed. Miss seeing him at the All-Star games, and just, seeing his smile, seeing him in commercials. Just a legend. Then we got Pete Rose. I don't care what anyone say. My dad used to always talk about Pete Rose. Now, Pete is not from my era, but definitely someone that my dad watched. And I looked at Pete's stats. I mean, 4,256 hits. Incredible. He even had a 44-game hitting streak. Not only was he a great player, but he became a pretty good manager as well. Now, I know all the drama associated with him about gambling. I could really go somewhere. I'm not going to go right now because I want to make this about Pete and his life. But if people want to keep him out of the Hall of Fame for gambling, there's some big names that's going to come out of the Hall of Fame. The guy is a Hall of Famer. I don't care what anyone says. He is a Hall of Famer. I don't follow baseball anymore because I don't like how they tried to do Barry Bonds with all of that. So no, I don't watch baseball anymore, and I haven't over 20 something years. But I do remember a lot of the legends who played, and Pete Rose was definitely that, and he definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. And it's sad that with his passing, he won't get a chance to experience that. Maybe it's someone from his family can, but whether you get the validation from people or not, people with common sense, we all know who Pete Rose was and how great of a competitor that he truly was. Next up, I was so shocked to hear about this one. Man, John Amos. I didn't even know he had passed away in August. I mean, he's like a dad, like a television dad. Just, I know they always try to give that title to Bill Cosby, but to me, I always thought John Amos was that. I mean, so many roles, but the ones that really stood out to me, obviously Good Times, Roots, man, him playing Toby, Kunta Kinte in Roots, Coming to America, he was in both of those. And then I think, and this is my opinion, but I think his appearance in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was probably my favorite episode. Him and Sherman Hemsley, two of the most memorable episodes on the Fresh Prince. But yeah, John Amos, man, a legend, great actor. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't he a football player as well? Leave a comment in the comment section about that. But yeah, John Amos, man, he will be missed. Legend, and but we do have a lot of his work that we can always watch and reference, and he definitely left a memorable impact and memorable legacy. And last but not least, John Ashton died recently as well. So condolences to his family. I still have not got a chance to watch that latest Beverly Hills Cop Axel Foley film. I'm definitely going to get to it. this stuff just has to slow down for me. I got so much going on right now. I just haven't had a chance to watch a lot of films, but I do look forward to checking out that particular film. But, rest in peace to him, and condolences to his family. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in to another edition of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV. Before we get out of here, those that want to follow me on all the social media sites, you can follow me here. You can find me on Instagram at I'm in the Hills, Facebook, Terrance Hill, Snapchat, I'm in the Hills, X, formerly known as Twitter, I'm in the Hills, and TikTok, I'm in the Hills as well. I have 2 websites. The first one is www.eetv.com. That's with 2 E's, eetv.com. And the second website is www.terrancehill.com. And lastly, those that want to donate to our efforts, the Cash App is I'm in the Hills. The Cash App is I'm in the Hills. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Terrance Hill TV, presented to you by WTV over the digital airways of YouTube. Hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell as well to be notified when new content is uploaded. Be sure to share this content, and also check out the community section as well, where there will be polls that you guys can vote on as well. And then lastly, check out some other episodes I have out as well, and leave your thoughts and comments on those episodes also. But thank you so much for tuning into this episode, and I will see you guys very, very soon, probably within the next day or two. Thank you so much. Peace out. I'm so high with no edibles. You ask how does it feel? It's incredible. And now I'm standing on my pedestal. Y'all got no morals, y'all unethical. I'm so high with no edibles. You ask how does it feel? It's incredible. And now I'm standing on my pedestal. Y'all got no morals, y'all unethical. I got a baby face, call it